Hey, guys, we have another amazing comedian coming on. This guy also came all the way down from Medford, and I love it when I get to perform on a show that he headlines. His name is Freeway Farrell. Put your hands together. Where the fuck are you people going? Jesus. How you guys doing tonight? Good? So as you heard the man say, my name is Freeway Farrell. So my parents were original hippies. What that really means is they made some really fucked up decisions. My dad used to say, hey Dad, why'd you name me Freeway? Every time I was like, well man, Quaaludes make you do some really weird shit. You could have been like off-ramp, I-5, fuck you officer, no I'm not stopping, Farrell. You can imagine I got picked on all the time when I was a kid. I remember one time there was this bitch sitting on top of me. She's literally like this. She's like, your name is stupid. You got the dumbest name in the world. Your parents were drug addicts. Finally, I'd had enough. I was like, get off me, Grandma. What are you laughing at, Pastor Dan? Dick. You can imagine, like, different generations react to my name differently. Let me help you out here a little bit. Let's start with Gen Z. Every time Gen Z people hear my name, it's always like, how do you spell it? What the fuck do you mean, how do you spell it? Let me help you. Pheawhey. And they go for it. Okay. Gen X. My name's Freeway. I don't give a fuck what you're called. That's their reaction. Boomers are great. Yeah, my name's Freeway. I ain't calling you that. You're Todd. That's it, Todd. A little bit of history for you. Did anyone here watch German foreign TV at all? Anybody? Yeah, there's no fucking culture in Shelter Cove, is there? No one watches, like let's try German. Anyone watch German TV at all? Yeah, right, what's a TV? I was on a German reality show. Yeah, Das Television. We don't have ways of making you watch. I was on a German reality show. I was kicked off mid-season. Yeah, bastard says I was storing food and eating more than my fair share. Ain't that some bullshit? Right? Right? I did not make it to the second season of The Human Centipede. What the fucking chili was delicious on set. If you wanted to smoke, you got to get the guy in the front to go for it. You know? I'm so fucking stoned on the way here. I'm driving here and on this rural fucking road, I was like, I think Pete's trying to kill me. The guy put on the show. This is how stoned I am. I'm out here looking, going, oh, look, there's some pretty whales. They're fucking rocks. I'm like, I think that one's dead, man. It just stays in the same fucking spot. I tried for the Medford, Oregon version of Cocaine Bear. Anyone here ever seen that? Cocaine Bear? Yeah, woo! Coked up bears. Not the same Cocaine Bear in the movie. Not the circa 1980s Yogi that we saw. In Medford, Oregon, first of all, the audition was held behind the Dairy Queen. It was in a van, and the bear was a large guy named Jan. Seriously, you walked up to the van, and he was covered in powdered sugar. He's like, you want the sniff? Sure. Is it pure? Tried for Dahmer. I can play Dahmer. I thought, why the fuck not? I can do that. Anybody can do that, right? You just got to eat people. And then I walked in, and that fucker guy behind the counter looked at me, and he's like, we need somebody who don't look like they eat people. Take one bite out of a fucking barista. You guys don't have a Dutch Brothers here, do you? Right? There's no such thing as. Do you guys have any coffee stand here at all? There is one here. Two? Do they like fight?
Brick and mortar.
They're brick and mortar. See, we have these Dutch Brothers things in Medford, and you always have these little kids that reach out their window like way too fucking early in the morning. Hi, how are you? Oh, fucking shut up! I've always wanted to kidnap one. When they reach in the window, just grab them, get in the window. We're gonna show you why we're gonna have a good day today. Little fuckers. Take one, like I said, you take one bite out of a barista and suddenly you eat people. I used to do this joke where I'd say, if you wear a tracksuit, you've officially given up. You've just said, fuck it, my life is going nowhere. I don't need to look dressed for anything. And now, as you see, I gave up. A friend of mine, I was at a pool party. We were all done, and he's like, I'm like, dude, I got no clothes. He's like, I got a tracksuit. And I was like, oh man, all right, fuck it, I give up. Now it's like the only thing I'm ever gonna wear. And I figured out, has anyone here ever tried to buy a tracksuit? Anybody? They're fucking expensive. They're like $200-300 for a tracksuit. And I figured out why they're so expensive. They know this is your last fucking outfit. They figure, well, this guy's probably gonna go to school in this thing, go to work in this thing, go out to dinner, funerals, weddings, a napkin, potentially toilet paper. So yeah, I gave up. And obviously this comedy thing doesn't pay super well, so I have to have another job. Believe it or not, Shelter Cove isn't exactly a moneymaker. Yeah, I actually, I am a security guard on a graveyard shift in Medford, Oregon. Oh, it's in a tracksuit, actually. That's true. I am the worst fucking security guard you've ever met in your life. If I ask you for your ID, a taco will work. All right, man, go right on ahead. Woohoo! Does anyone here ever worked a graveyard shift? Yeah? So you know what a graveyard shift is like? It's a different fucking world. I call you guys daywalkers. No, it's a different world. Let me give you a couple examples. When you're strolling around during the day and let's say you're driving through town and you see a little girl holding a balloon and you think, oh, look cute, a little girl there with a balloon. And you might even think, where the fuck are their parents? But you still think, oh, cute, a little girl carrying a balloon. You see that same fucking kid at 3:30 in the morning just standing on the corner holding a balloon? She's using that balloon to open the gates to hell. If you see a beautiful rainbow at 2:30 in the afternoon, right now, beautiful rainbow, ooh, that's pretty. You see that same rainbow at 3:30 in the morning, you need to check your medication. Because it's working good. This is absolutely true story. It's not funny, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Where I work, there's a series of bushes kind of in the middle, and I walk around them. Not supposed to, I just do. And as I'm walking one night, from the bushes, I hear a voice say to me, hillbillies are trying to kill me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Was I imagining that? I'm high, but I'm not. This guy comes out of the bushes. As God is my witness, he's wearing socks, boxers, and a parka. His hair is out to, he looked like the human embodiment of Animal from the Muppets. And he comes out of the bushes and I'm like, oh shit, here goes crazy. And he starts to reach in his coat and I thought, this is it, I'm dead, I'm gonna die now. He's reaching in his coat, he's got a knife, he's got a gun. He reaches in his coat and he pulled out a glass with 3 raw eggs in it. He looked at me and went, Skittles? And I was like, yo, dude, you need to perpetrate crazy someplace else. And then he started getting mad at me. He was like, the fuck, you don't want to taste the rainbow? And I'm like, yeah, man, no. That's fucking weird. And then he started to walk away even more pissed at me. And he reached into his coat. I thought he pulled out a phone, but he didn't. He pulled out a child's shoe and was talking to somebody, telling them, son of a bitch, don't want no Skittles. What kind of freak don't want Skittles? And I just don't want my Skittles. And I was like, what the fuck was that all about? And then the conspiracy theory started kicking in my head. And I started thinking, what if this is like, you know how they always say we're living in like a Matrix situation? They're controlling us. What if this guy walked around the corner and he was like, yeah, this is Agent Smith. No, security guard. Didn't go for it. Did the Skittles? Eggs. Yeah, no eggs. No, I went with boxers. Yeah, I get that. I get tidy whities are crazier. He didn't go for it, okay? I mean, what was these guys? My son, believe it or not, I'm some poor kid's dad. Yeah, I lost that bet. Just in case anyone here is thinking of having kids, before you bet the devil, learn to play the fucking banjo. Oh, I hate kids. I tell my son that every day. Your parents must really love you, son. Anyway, my son is very paranoid. He thinks that, you know, they're listening in on us. He's always like, oh, the Google Home, it hears us. And then I got to thinking, who's paying attention to my fat ass on a regular basis? What agent got stuck with, yeah, I got the Farrell account. And he's sitting down, all right, Agent Smith, 7 a.m. in the morning, subject Freeway Farrell, still sleeping. 8:30 in the morning, still sleeping. 9, farted. 9:01, stopped. 9:02, giggled. Still sleeping. That would be all the fucker would get all day from me. Got stoned at noon. 12:04. 12:10. This guy just keeps smoking. Anyone here have kids? Who has kids? You have kids? Oh, I'm gonna. You have kids too? Oh, okay. Let's pick her. I'm going to quiz you. Okay. First of all, do you like your kids? Wait. Look, you can be honest. The little fuckers aren't here right now. They're not going to send you to the cornfield. You say you love them. Okay. When you hear, you have how many kids? One? When you hear that child scream in danger in the next room, do you come running? When you hear, okay, but when you hear him screaming in the next room, do you come running? Not always? You're just like, well, yeah, no, I mean, I'm eating my nachos right now. No? But you're there. You're super mom. You're. What's wrong with you? Okay. When you're heading to the room to see if they're okay, do you think the same thing as myself? There better be blood everywhere when I walk in that fucking room. It better look like the elevator from The Shining when I get in there. You do? And then you get in there, right? And it's always like and you're like, I'll bite that finger off and show you what pain is like. No? Have you ever taught your kids to play Dodge Car? It's an easy game. You need a busy road, a fast kid, and you might want a cookie if they do well. There's no busy road. I mean, I saw how fucking people drive out there. That road says 45 miles an hour, and these assholes around here are going 75. I'm in a green Kia Soul going 8. Okay, so yeah, I'm somebody's kid. Dad, I got a kid. I am somebody is actually uses me as their fucking role model. My son is 16 years old. He's 6'6", 172 pounds. Yeah, he's a big kid. I'm not quite as big as him, so often I'm like, go to bed! Clean your room! And he's like, me clean room, eat later. He does. He eats his own weight like every 2 hours. I'm afraid to go asleep around this kid because I'm going to wake up and he's going to be salting a leg. You were asleep. I bought one of those Roombas. You guys know what I'm talking about? The little robot vacuums. For the people who are raised around here, robots do things that people like to do just easier. You guys know what a Roomba is, right? I bought him a Roomba, and the damn thing, it wandered into his messy room, and it was missing for 6 weeks. When it came back out, it was feral, and it had a note attached to it that said, "Send in supplies, the Wong family." Now, before I screw with this kid a lot and tell you horrible stories about him, just so you know, he gets even with me all the time. I was sitting in my room the other night, laying on my bed actually, and he came in and he laid down next to me. He put his head on my chest, and I was like, "Oh, what you doing, son?" He said, "Oh, I'm just listening to your heart." Oh, I thought, that's so sweet. We're bonding. And I said, "What's my heart saying, son?" He looked me in the eyes and he said, "Save me." Yeah. Little bastard. First of all, he asked me, my son's name is Rhythm. And he asked me all the time, "Why did you name me Rhythm?" And I tell him, honestly, like my dad, fuck you. I wanted you to know the hell I went through growing up. Now, in addition to being a large child, he also tested with a high IQ. Like, he has a genius level IQ. It's that scary kind of smart. The kind of smart where I have to know where the fucking cat is at all times. Because when he got into chemistry, I don't know what he did to the cat. He was just like, "Don't feed it after midnight and don't get it wet." No, I'm serious. He's the kind of smart where I bought him for... Does everyone here know what a airsoft gun is? I bought him 3 airsoft guns for Christmas. He took all 3 of them, went into his bedroom, came out 45 minutes later, and he had made all 3 guns into one gun, and he added a flamethrower. Yeah, he walked in, "Where's the cat?" Oh, yeah, dude. He's a super smart kid. He got they were talking earlier about Breaking Bad. Everyone's here seen Breaking Bad. No one's been under a rock. He got super into the show Breaking Bad. Before you judge me, fuck you, it kept him quiet for 45 to 50 minutes a night. Right? He loved Breaking Bad. He thought it was the greatest show on earth. So one night I go to a show and I come home, and this kid has my kitchen destroyed. There are pots and pans growing everywhere. There's just fucking chemicals, and there's shit just happening. And here's my son in a full hazmat outfit. Like a full outfit. And he's standing at the end of the counter, and he's crushing up blue glass on a tray. He's just sitting there going... And I walk in and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus H. Son, what did you do?" And he's like, "This is my kid. I made the meth from Breaking Bad." And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, no, you didn't. Do you realize we're going to go to jail for that? You did not make the meth from..." Wait a minute. They made a shit ton of money on that show. Like, there was a whole pile of... No! What you did is wrong. This is bad. No. He looks at me, he goes, "Calm down, dude. The meth on Breaking Bad is rock candy. I was going to take this to the kids at school and sell it to the diabetics." That's not right either. You ever owe your kid money? Yeah, you again. Do you ever owe your kid money? You have? It's a nightmare, isn't it? I took my kid to the store. I was going to buy a book to write my jokes in. All of us comedians have a joke book. We write our little jokes in. If you see us tonight looking at you and writing in that little book, you're the joke. Yeah. Seriously. So I go to the store. I bring the kid with me. We're standing in the little aisle where the books are. And as I'm standing there looking through the books, next to me, I hear the kid go, "So you're going to buy yourself a book to do those little dad jokes in?" I'm like, oh shit, he's going to make fun of me and this is going to go bad. So I'm just like, screw it. I grab a book, I grab the kid, I run up to the counter, I set the book down, and immediately the kid goes, "Yeah, big guy will take the pink Care Bears." Yeah, I didn't pay attention to what book I got. So we're standing there and I'm like, the book was $3. I had $2 on me. So I gave the lady the $2 and I'm like, "Son, can dad borrow $1?" First of all, this kid pulled out a wad of money like this. Like, it was huge. And I'm like, "Dude, where'd you get all that money?" And, "Me and Grandma got something going on." They didn't. He's not here, so I'll fucking tell you what he did do. You know what? He didn't. Him and Grandma had nothing going on. That bitch doesn't give anybody money. No, what he did was he took out 2 cell phones in my name. And he was selling time at school on the internet to other kids and making bank. And when I said, "Son, you know what you're doing is wrong, right?" He said, "Yeah, a kid tried to send something to the office and printing costs more." Wrong kind of wrong, kid. So I said, "Okay, well, can dad borrow a buck? I'm short." And he's like, "Yeah, man, here you go." He gives me $1. So we're walking out of the store and I'm like, "Hey son, thank you very much for lending me that $1. I super appreciate it." He's like, "Dad, I'm always there for you." He's like, "You're there for me. You've always been there for me. If you need anything, I'm there. When we get home, don't worry about it. You can pay me back that $2 whenever you like." Wait a minute. $2? It was $1. And he says, "No, yeah, it was. I get it and I understand. And when we get home, I need all $3 back." The fuck? It was $1. Yes, I understand. And when we get home, I want the $4 back. I owe him the fucking house. Now, cut to 3 weeks later. I had gotten a new job and I decided to celebrate, and I wanted a bonfire in my backyard. So I started a fire. Thank God I told the kid to go in the house and get my favorite poker. Yes, I have a favorite poker. I'm single. Thank God the kid wasn't there, because this was an experience. I heard a hissing in the fire, and I thought I should bend over the fire and look. My neighbor said he heard the explosion but thought my kid was up to fucking something again. I was caught from head to toe on fire. Like literal, like you see in the movies, fire. Now, a side note. When, at least for me, when I was on fire, 3 things went through my mind. Naturally, please God, put me out. This sucks. Damn it. The third was, I'm going to die. This is it. My son is about to watch me burn to death. And oddly enough, the third thought was, fucking something smells delicious. Like, I'm going to need a recipe for this shit. I had goats at the time. I managed to roll on the ground, and I was leaving trails of fire as I rolled. And my son later said, "Yeah, fat does that." So I rolled over to the trough. I poured it on myself. The fire went out. And as I'm laying there, and I'm happy to be not dead, You think they did that on purpose? Do you think that's their way of saying, shut the fuck up? Trying to sleep. So I'm hoping I'm not going to die. I'm hoping that the fire's out. And as I'm laying there, it starts to get warm again. But not a fire kind of warm. I pry my eyes open, and there's my son standing over me. And I, son, what are you doing? You were smoldering. You got my money? I don't know why I had to sign a release that night. He woke me up one morning. Kid comes running in my room. I'm sound asleep. And he wakes me up. He's, Dad, do we have any copper wire and magnesium? What the fuck? What? Do you have any idea what time it is, son? Yeah, no, I just made it. I'm using my alarm clock to make a taser. What? Yeah, you giggle. That taser worked once. Now every morning at 3:34, I pee myself and cry a little bit. The last thing I remember is, I think it works. You got my money? Yeah, he's a little fuckturd. Anyone here have a dog? You guys are dog? You guys are all dog people? You like dogs? Me and my son were sitting on the couch, and it's me, my dog, and my son. Now, every dog owner is used to this. Every dog owner knows what I'm about to do and has been in this point in your life with your dog. Suddenly, we start to hear next to us, at the best part of the movie, I'm like, dog, do you want gravy with that? What the fuck? My son looked at me and goes, it's not as easy as it looks. I got to thinking, what do you do if your dog, your family dog attacks you? What do you do if your friendly neighborhood, the dog you love so much? First of all, has anyone here ever played with your dog and it started to get too serious? You're like, oh, I love you. And the dog's like, I love you too. And you're like, but you're expensive. And the dog's like, yeah, you don't feed me the good shit. And the dog, you're like, fucking dog, you shit all over the floor. And the dog's like, I watch you sleep. What do you do if your dog attacks you? Does anyone here know? You don't. It's worse than shooting them. If you want to know what you do if your dog attacks you, first of all, look this up on the web and then immediately erase your browser history. This is the honest to God truth. If your dog attacks you, they suggest, especially if it's a pit bull, so God film it, stick your finger up its butt. Your dog attacks you, stick your finger up its butt. And that got me thinking. Well, it's the truth. Look it up. Well, you know what it got me thinking? It got me wondering, first of all, what's the trial and error on that? What dude was like, hey, Frank, you know that dog that's been fucking with you the other night? You know that one that's really been screwing? My wife was yelling at me. You know what I did to shut her up? When I woke up, I think she was quiet the whole time. Can you ever look at your dog the same after you've done that? Like, can you guys live together? All right, go outside. Don't look at me. Go. The dog's like, yeah, dude, I have no respect for you. Is this your way of saying get off the fucking stage?
Yeah, I'm taking good photos.
How much time have I done?
Over 30.
Over 30? Really? You poor folks. All right, I'll tell you what. You guys want to hear one last story about my fucking kid? And then I'm done. One last story. let me start this off by saying, does anyone here and everyone here know what a CPAP machine is? Yes? A CPAP machine is something I like to refer to as a self-Dutching oven. Yeah, I learned that on burrito night. For those of you who don't know what a CPAP machine is, it's a little machine that takes the air in the room, puts it through a machine, brings it up a little hose to a mask, and it keeps people like me, whose bodies have said, when you go to sleep, I'm gonna fucking kill us. I am tired of your bad decisions, you need to die. So it keeps us alive. Right? It's also, a CPAP machine is also not the sexiest way to end the evening. You want to get funky, baby? You know how when you're asleep, you get that feeling somebody's in the room with you? You just know you're not alone. I'm sound asleep. I mean, I'm out cold. And that feeling hits me. You're not alone. Someone's in the room with you. My eyes pop open and there is my son, standing next to the bed with his pants around his ankles. And he has the devil's onion ring pressed against my CPAP machine. Hey, son. What you doing? Oh, just hanging out. Thought I'd come see how you're doing. Son, you're pressed against my CPAP machine right now with the devil's tube sock. What's your plan, buddy? Oh, nothing. Then he leans deep into my face and he goes, you got my money? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to drive the worst drive home ever.
Let's keep it going one more time for Freeway Farrell, everybody. Let's get all the claps out of our system. Clap real hard. If you clap enough, you don't have to